So you're literally scaring people with this.
Don't mention it. I don't want to hear about it.
What is the permanent gain? I bought it to the moon.
My money is here, you can use it for whatever you want.
3,000 already messages.
Everyone wants to speak to you.
I'm actually straight, so I don't believe.
Damn! I have new nails.
And it's easy. DP, DPD, BD. You're animals.
Hey, dear Kolo friends. Welcome on another podcast of ours. I'm your favorite host, Dmitry. Here I have my co-host and my CEO, Pavlo. And you don't even imagine how great the guest we have today. We'll elaborate on this one a little bit later, but for now, just wanted to say thank you for opening this podcast and thank you for keep watching us. Let's just dive into our great conversation for today. So let's start with the introduction of my co-host. If you don't know him yet, here we have Pavlo, CEO of Kolo, and just a great man. Pavlo, a couple of words.
Yeah, thank you, Dmitry, for having me here. Like on this, it's probably your channel, so so nice to meet the audience. Here is the second podcast, and the second one with the person from the TON Foundation. So like,
They don't know yet. They don't know.
Oh,
maybe you saw the description of this video, so you already know, but it is. All right, and let's get back to our guest. Let me make an intro. Here we have the DeFi lead of TON Foundation, just a great DeFi expert, an amazing man, Vlad. Vlad DeGen, welcome on our podcast. Very happy to see you here today, man.
Hey guys, nice to meet you. Thank you for inviting me here. Yeah, I'm actually DeFi lead of the TON Foundation right now, and let's do this series.
For sure. Awesome. Guys, let's just slowly kick off with a conversation. I see that today we're going to have a lot of insightful and deep conversations about DeFi. So just sharing a little bit more with you what this whole thing is about. And I think this guy is the one who really knows what he talks about. So a lot of insights, a lot of cool stuff. Let's go. Vlad, I wanted to ask you at the beginning, what was the first step for you in Web3? How you actually joined Web3 as the enthusiast? And just share with us a couple of your background experiences before you actually got into TON.
Okay. So I've been, in 2017, I've been one of the co-founders of a game development studio. And that was literally a few people inside of the team. We worked at casual games for the Play Market, an app store. We did some outsourcing stuff in two-dimensional design and engineering. And from my school, I was a bit interested about the crypto, like what is this? And my final class, we discovered the Bitcoin and success, and it was a long journey, but we didn't put our attention there too much. Mm-hmm. And then 2017, 18, during the hype, I discovered the forum BitcoinTalk. So that's actually a forum for ambassadors to promote the ICOs. All right. You as a ICO creator or like a protocol creator, project creator can do the ICO, initial coin offering, and you will publish your white papers and attracting an audience and ambassadors through the BitcoinTalk. So you're putting there your page, describing everything. And I've been one of the ambassadors because those time I had some team. We put some people there to translate the white papers and gain coins. So it's literally current ambassador programs. But those time you were like assistant in some project. Mm-hmm. You should go to Twitter Spaces, you should do the translation of the white papers, you should do some technical talks, and in final, after the token launch, you get some allocation on this. And we with my friend discovered that it really works. So we literally made our first 10K bucks in crypto, just translating some white paper from Cayman Sex. something like this. So this was they launched everything and they just send us the tokens and we just dump it literally in first 10 minutes on their checks actually.
All right. That's a great scheme.
So we discovered like, okay, so we're able to hire like people from the market in Ukraine, the translators, and then to translate the white papers and literally gain tokens. So that was like a first touch from the not only the user side, also from some project side, working side there. Then with our studio, with our game development, I actually been in such position because as an outsourcing company and with some casual games, it's not so easy to grow because they're literally already red ocean inside of the Play Market and App Store. EA Games, you know the company EA Games, Electronic Arts, they are searching for new teams and new games on the Play Market and App Store. They're just replicating the cases by putting $5-10 million in the same project made by them, and they are just taking it from the market and earning money on all of this. And to grow your own independent game development studio is actually very hard with compared to crypto projects. And we, as outsourcing also, there was several problems there because when you're doing something not for you, not for your product, you literally didn't get any feedback from the users. So you giving the part of the development to some company, your customer, your client, and they put this part inside of their business, whatever it be even some crypto product or some game. If you do some characters, they put it there and they getting the feedback from the users. You're not getting any feedback. So it means your team and you literally doing some pre-work.
I see. It's more like, being an outsource for this entire company. You don't go that deep into internal stuff. So
yeah, you not go into any internal stuff.
see.
And it means that you, like an entrepreneur, didn't grow from the product side. So you're literally giving the services.
Yeah.
And it's possible to be entrepreneur in a service market. We have such companies like Cyclum, EPAM, and they're good and amazing, but they spent 20-30 years to build this empire. So
And you said it correctly. It's an empire. Like, it's an outsourcing empire.
Yeah,
Whenever
yeah,
you want to go
yeah.
as the small outsourced company, it's already not this thing. As an entrepreneur, you need to learn more about inside things of a business, have a more feel of the businesses, as you said, have the feedback of community, which is the most important thing, right? And so, like, after all the game dev stuff, exactly, like, how the cards are actually were turned around and you went more into DeFi stuff. So I wanted to really learn about how DeFi appeared in your life.
So there was exciting times there because we as a studio sell 3D models of AK-47 expensive than the real one on the black market. And that's for us was a good portfolio case. So it means like we did there simulators for VR with some weapons and army stuff there, and it cost the cost of development was higher, and we charge customers higher than literally
the real AK-47.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so we earned money those times because I was really young. It was my 20s, and we even earned like $300K during a year just on a three-dimensional design there. So there was independent income streams there, but we didn't know what to do with the money actually. So they're literally being stored on Pioneer, a few bank accounts, and that's it. So what you're able to do, you're able to deposit it, receive some interest, but it's with inflation of our currency, it's actually not so efficient. So I those time like, okay, if we win our money, what to do with the money? Even it's like a 20, 30K, which you store as a pillow for the salaries. Those time I wouldn't able even think like, okay, what I can do with them. And because of the problem with outsourcing, that you are doing some kind of part of the work for the customer, not a whole product. And also because of the game development, because it's not so, it's really not easy to gain their traction and build a company really fast. And I decided to switch my like whole direction in my life from the game dev to something. So I thought those times like, okay, what I can do? I can build products, I can build apps, we can do websites, so we can literally build some maybe marketplace for two-dimensional designers or something like this. And then I think like, okay, even if we already did games, what's the most like expensive niche, or what's the most profitable niche? What's the most profitable niche? And I thought those time like, okay, so if we can do any bank application, we're literally going to service all of the customers regarding the transactions, some deposits and stuff like this, so financial tools. And I think, okay, I started researching in Ukraine that what I'm able to do, actually nothing, because I need to have a license and I need to have a license from a national bank, and it's not easy, obviously, for a guy like 21 years old. So I think, okay, there's not approximately, it's not way to me. I think, okay, maybe I can work for some bank. And then I check Monobank and the private bank that where can work. And they said to me, you can work in Casa. or you can be like a loan manager for
like $500 per month or something like that.
Something
right?
like that. Yeah. So I decided like that might be a shitty move, because it's like income drop and what the career there, and there's literally no career at all. So I searched like, okay, what about technical directions inside of the banks? And I discovered that they are on a very low level, so they are not even inventing things. They're just keeping their front ends and back ends, and that's it. And they hiring PMs. I'm not personally a developer. I can just a bit write code, but I'm not a dev. So my career is not a development, not deep development. And with the same time, I'm not a designer. So I think like, okay, it might be some product, but there's no literally niche for products in banking system.
And just maintenance, right, of what they already have. They don't do a lot of development.
Or just multiplicating it for other like countries. And
because like the whole banking sector is so stable that, you know, when you're trying to implement something new there, you're literally gonna be treated like a comedian or something.
Still like there's no innovation in this market. Like it's just the classical approaches, and everything depends on the access of the banking licenses in some
I call
countries.
it enterprise approach. There is no startup approach in there, just enterprise thing. And yeah, that's a very right point to mention. And so what you actually did after, so you found this thing out that, all right, banking doesn't work. I want to put my money into something. I'm interested in doing some banking related stuff. So how actual DeFi thing went to your mind? Where did you find it? Like maybe somebody told you about it. Maybe you just found it on some forum or whatever. How did this exact thing happen?
There was no DeFi those time, actually. The people around even didn't think about the DeFi and crypto at all. So in parallel of all of these streams, my partner with the game development studio decided to went to USA. So I had two options there. Like, okay, I can be here like a back office, or I can try to went with them, but this was very expensive for me. And I decided to sell my shares there and quiet from like this industry at all, like game development. And I had my classmates. We met with them in Kiev. Right, I'm done with all of this game development stuff. We met to smoke shisha
All right.
All of the things always around the shishas.
Yeah, shishas. In post-Soviet, aka Slavic countries, everything is related
it's like
to
a
shisha.
working.
You know where we're going after this podcast? We're gonna go
Shisha.
smoke shisha. Yeah, of course. It only works this way, guys. If you want to do business with Slavic guys, you should learn how to smoke shisha. All right.
So we get a meeting there in like our co-working, and I got an offer from my friend those time that they tried to build another outsourcing but in crypto. But with approach to establish some product-oriented company, something like this. So like we literally, they decided to start as outsourcing, then to switch to products. And I got an offer to be their business development, but at those time I already had some money, and I understand like, okay, that might be a good choice to start a journey in crypto in any case. So the same time as my classmates, and they already spent a few years in mining and some development of the operational systems around the miners.
All right.
So they literally became my teachers. And these two guys, Matvey and Kornei. And they invited me to be a BD first, like a head of BD. And during this time, I start learning what is actually the development around the crypto. Because I knew before that, okay, we have like a backend, front end, we have some cloud server for part of the multiplayer in the game engine. That's literally it. Like the dimensional stuff I know very well, some engineering stuff I know very well, but there's came like smart contracts, some
like...
cryptography, wallets, HT accounts, and all of this. It was so complex those time to understand, but I had really good teachers, Matvey and Kornei, and there was a really good atmosphere those time because they put me in the battle right from the start. So they bring me to the conferences and say like, there's a few guys, you should sell them our developments. That's it.
Nice.
So
very straightforward approach.
Yeah, it's literally very straightforward.
Sell me this pen.
Kind of like this. And we started this journey, and I've been for a couple of months at BD. Then we, as a company, decided to move in a more product, as agreed, in a more product-oriented way. And in parallel, allowed outsourcing stuff. Madfish, the company, participated in the hackathons. And there was a few hackathons there about the DeFi, actually. So the DeFi era just started.
Which year it was?
2020, something like this. 2019, 2020, yeah. And those time, from the part of the history, there was a DEX, the first DEX on Ethereum, Ether Delta.
Ether Delta.
Yeah.
Okay.
DEX with the order book model. It totally doesn't work because the time of finality of Ethereum, because there literally is not possible to match orders, and this was very expensive for people to even create an order. So, and those time that was like a first DeFi protocol on which right after the launch, SEC went to the court.
All
like
right.
them. And they put they like non-comunicado, like in John Wick. So the literally SEC says as you're not eligible to do it. You are doing trading stocks, and as I remember, they put in charge some of the founders. So there's literally still the article from SEC about the Ether Delta right now.
All right.
It still exists. So that article, DEX, no. And that was like a first, just the first touches of the DeFi there. And there was MakerDAO also with Sai. There was no DAI, it was Sai at first. And all of this worked in very stressful way. So you literally didn't understand what's happening with the transactions there. So the wallet connected barely, MetaMask right now look not good with the UX and UI, but those
Sorry,
time,
MetaMask. Every podcast would say something about MetaMask. Right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, MetaMask.
but those times it was
It was even worse,
yeah,
right?
even worse.
Okay.
And during the hackathons, different blockchains those time decided to recreate the path of Ethereum, and they said like, okay, we are going to establish a smart contract on our chains. And one of those chains was Tezos. After literally the ICO, they invented like their proof of stake chain. They had the smart contracts, and they established a few hubs. And one of them was in Ukraine. And they started a hackathon, and on the hackathon, we won with 3 type of products: wallet, DEX.
Nice.
And
What was the third type?
also the lending protocol. But lending protocol wasn't pre-development. The first 2 was a wallet and DEX.
All right.
And then with this company, I saw like a lot of potential of this. So I agreed with the founders to become a co-founder of this company, because I was really interested in be with the shares and be in charge of everything around. And because we starting this path of the product-oriented company, starting from the hackathons, we get a grant from the Tezos Foundation. They invited us to New York City. They speak with us like, okay, you're good and you can continue. We agreed with them to develop wallet, DEX, and the lending protocol. And they give us enough money to fully cover like 2 years of development, establish new office, hire new people there, and quite all of the outsourcing stuff. So we literally, I personally called all of our customers and say to them, so that's what we agreed we're gonna did, and that's gonna be done. That's
right.
it. Yeah.
Nice.
Some of the customers I transferred to different companies in Ukraine, and we started our product like a product-oriented journey with Tezos and with these grant funds. We did wallet, DEX with 3 types of formulas. There is a CPMM DEX, Constant Product Market Maker, CFEMM DEX, CLMM DEX. We also that lending protocol, fork of Compound, but all of this fully in a different language, because Tezos had and not EVM languages.
Not EVM.
Yeah,
right.
there's Pascal, Ligo, not Solidity. And during those times, I became I literally buy like an option in my co-founders. So I agreed with them to do some KPIs and pay money. And I became a chief operational officer, because one of them was chief executive officer, another one chief technical officer, and I became a chief operational officer with a part of the product work. And during this time, because I was very interested, I literally tested all of the DApps in the market. So there was only one market, Ethereum, and there was no DeFi Llama. It was DeFi Pulse.
Never heard of it, actually.
The same dashboard like a DeFi Llama, but especially for Ethereum.
All right.
And on DeFi Pulse, those time was 60 products. Just 60.
60 products
60.
in general, in
This
the
is-
entire
yeah,
DeFi.
Entire DeFi.
Wow.
And before that, even 10.
Wow.
And I still remember $10 million TVL in a whole DeFi.
Wow.
Then 1 billion in a whole DeFi.
It's like, you were at the beginning of this Wild West.
Yeah.
It's like you literally
kinda.
saw the birth of DeFi in this market.
Yeah, like
That's
a DeFi
awesome.
summer.
And you were balls deep into DeFi back then, I see. Like as far as you had to analyze all the products, and as you said, you were basically just seeing how DeFi was born, and what is actually happening with it. And this is like, I'm already answering to my next question, because I also want to dive kind of deeper into your KOL activity, if I can call it so. Because I personally knew you from your public appearance on social media, talking about DeFi and, just spreading the word about it. And like after Mathish thing, and, since you guys started to escalate with the entire development and working around DeFi stuff on more and more, how you started to share the word to the people? Like, what was the first idea when you were like, all right, I want to share my expertise in DeFi with other people.
So those time, I decided to test all of the projects, like all of the DeFi things. If right now I checked a few years ago, actually, to recalculate from those others how much gas I spent, it was like $7,000 just to check. And those time it was because Ethereum cost. I literally remember Ethereum for 100 per one Ethereum, 300 per one Ethereum, and there already some DeFi was there. We did some swaps. There was the first version of the Uniswap. Ether Delta before, Compound, Yarn Finance, Sushi Swap also, and all of these new projects in the farming era, the Pickle Finance, Harvest Finance. So there was literally only a couple of them. I tested all because we developed just the same things. And there was also not only for Tezos, it was for some EVM chains like Clayton. And we also did the bridge with Everscale. That's actually one of the forks of the TVM. Because of this, I was in charge like a CEO about our expertise, and I hired product owners, and I decided I should be sure that I know what we are doing, and I should be one of the participants to drive the vision and to hire the right people and to educate them. And that was one of the problems, because we actually was able to hire people from Grammarly from all of the outsourcing company. We was able to pay upper than market. And because of this, we got really experienced people. Like our team leads was literally from Grammarly. So,
but Grammarly is not a crypto company.
I
remember that the people that didn't care about crypto at all. Like they didn't even know what is crypto. They heard my friend has been mining the Bitcoin on the GPU several years ago, and that's everything I know. And I remember this DeFi summer, when you have funding, when you have everything is booming, but still you're not able to find any developers, product managers, just anything.
Yeah,
and it wasn't the market. You needed to educate them, and that's why I'm asking whether you've been succeeded in finding the developers that been aware.
Nowhere. So there was no many places where people heard about the DeFi at all. So you was able to find a good backend, front end, or a full stack developer, but even with a good salary, under 10K a month, you should educate them. So you should explain, if you're doing DeFi, you should explain them a lot of things except the programming.
Yes,
even in the programming, because there are different approaches, as you said, with the connecting front end and the smart contracts, existing smart contracts at all. So there is
there is a backend, there is an on-chain backend.
Yeah.
You still need to explain.
The front end, and even not only this part, also you should explain them okay, there is a game theory around the market. Each DeFi protocol, that's a small puzzle in the whole picture. So if you're doing lending protocol, you might understand why people doing lending and borrowing, what APRs or utilization model you should set up, because all of this is just a piece of the big picture of the ecosystem, and there's a financial piece. So it means you might be able to change your approaches there, change your commissions there, change your models, mass models. So it's not even the programming, it's also economy, it's also math, cryptography, game theory, and all of this combined, that's literally our market. And you might to explain to new people and onboard them in your company, what you already known before. There's
nothing. Yeah, I have no background.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, all right, now we gotta manage it somehow.
And because of this, we established weekly lections each Friday. We explain one type of the protocols, and also because of this, we have been in charge to understand each piece of this. from a user's perspective and also from the development perspective. And during these lections, we collect all of this stuff in one Telegram group. This group was called DeGen Hustle.
All right. And we all know.
There was like 30 people from the start, only employees of the Madfish. Then they started invited their parents, actually, like to check like what's going on there. Because our office was very friendly to everyone. Those time we hate cars, so we only buy the scooters. We had a parking on the first floor with the scooters. And we've been friendly to invite literally everyone in our lections from the whole crypto community, and not crypto, not only the crypto
just the community. Right?
Yeah, just the community around. And his group was open for everyone. And then I've been in a few conferences in Ukraine and showed the QR code from the stage to this group, and I got like 500 or 700 people there. And
I think that was the only option to get something about the DeFi, because like when I started to dive deep into this even in 2021, when there was like the active like DeFi season, I've been struggling to find some like, you know, non-DeGen information about the DeFi and how it works. There was only like several bloggers that had like influencers that had a picture. They had a developer experience before, and they've been able to explain more or less how it works. But we've seen new products like every day.
Yeah.
And every day the new model, like the ideas with all this MVP version of products. When there is nothing works, they only have the documentation, and like front end doesn't work at all. You cannot connect, but everybody is like in the chat. Wow, it's a revolution, and I'm sitting like, wow, no, still it doesn't work. How you can how to get how it works? And there was no, you know, the how to say the glossary or
what do you mean?
The definition. There was no.
Oh yeah.
Generalized definition of the some like terms in the crypto space, and each project used different like words to explain the same things, and you've been not able to understand whether this like they are competitors or like, you know, it was like all this documentation, all the project was made like with just young students, like developers that has no experience with like money markets or something like this. And they've been just, you know, how to name like when you land something. Oh, okay, Google, thank you. I use this in documentation. Like,
it's kind of like this. Yeah, we literally invented some terms there. So there was no any place to learn and educate, because like always, and right now also most of the QL saying buy this shit right now, that's gonna be to the moon. And those time was actually the same, but about the DeFi. Provide liquidity in this shit now, and you're gonna be under the moon.
All right.
Yeah, but
very straightforward.
Whereas nothing changed. Even nothing changed from 2017 since the ICO era. The same ambassador stuff, the same white papers, the same things, and the same approach.
And 1% per day.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, like
non-custodial, permissionless.
We just as an industry, like most of the projects just changing the appearance of the casino. Only couple of them really matters, but most of them it's the same from 2017, like from my history. So I invited all of these people, even from the conference, to this channel. We described there what is literally farming, so what is the impermanent loss. We, with the friends in office, on a whiteboard, calculated it in a mess with the documentation, the formula, and being really shocked, like, this is a loss? Wow. So you're gonna lose money. That's
what? I think it's a money button, bro. I think I push the button and I get the money. Why doesn't it work?
I remember those times. So you're on the conference, like 1,000 people, you're on the stage and you're asking, do you know what is impermanent loss? No one.
No. But all of them invest in DeFi.
No any hand there. And you're like, okay. So you're literally scaring people with this phrase.
Don't mention it, please. I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah. So right now, how you can scare the people? You can ask like, so what do you know what's impermanent loss? They say like, yeah, I barely know. So what is the permanent gain? the opposite of the permanent loss. And then I started being recognizable through some small communities around, mostly community of developers. And we did some cross posts there. So again, first 1,000 and 2,000s. And I've been mostly in an educative way. I never tried to take as much as possible subscribers. I never tried to sell some courses, trading shit.
Like, can you imagine gaining credibility in between developers being a non-developer?
Yeah.
Really, I want to highlight this.
You know, it's like being credible in the surrounding of developers while not being a developer, is something big. If you were ever communicating with developers, you know what we're talking about right now.
So
being BD
among
developers.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Sorry, let's continue.
DP, DPD.
BD, like...
Okay.
That was supposed to be a joke, but we just, we're too tired for it, so sorry for it.
Yeah, actually. So then what happened there? Those times, some groups being so like they literally start from nothing like me, but they are start selling some courses, making money on this, and then putting this money in the marketing, and they gain the subscribers. So it was Double Top, Crypto Crew, 0x. I know this group. I like it's from 0 to 0 on crypto, but it's on Russian.
All right.
So Mooney Talks also. A few communities like that, and they recognized me like, oh, this is a guy with a DeGen hustle. What's a DeGen? He's degenerate. No, I'm a decentralized generation. I said, no, you might be degenerate.
Yeah, I remember we had to explain what it is. It's like, you're the DeGen? Are you stupid or something?
Yeah.
You have problems?
So, right now, I don't know. I don't need to explain. So I usually say Vlad DeGen. They're like, oh my god.
Okay.
That guy. I see on the TV.
You were talking from the stage today? Oh, wow. Can I get a sign in here?
Not like this.
Once it was, I think that, the guy with the nails. Oh, it's Vlad DeGen. Oh, it's Vlad from TON.
Yeah.
Evolution.
The evolution.
Some people already put me on the avatar on Telegram. It's scary, actually. So, and those time, I get like 3,000 subscribers without no marketing, without nothing. They mostly been some devs and founders of local crypto things.
Guys, you're spending like years and years on building the community of founders and KOLs and builders inside of your secret communities. Guy was just, talking about DeFi and doing some lectures and got all these people in.
Yeah, but there's literally small amount of people. So, and then some founders and some communities started inviting me to do lections. So the first one was Mooney Talks. So he invited me on podcast like this, but I say to him, okay, may I take my iPad? We're gonna stream the screen from the iPad and I'm gonna draw. And we did it, and I explained how the IMM protocol works with the formulas, with liquidity pools, like literally how it works. After an hour, he seated in front of the monitor, like in Georgia. I've been in Ukraine, he's Georgia, and he's like, I am like in the university. You are a lecturer, you're a teacher, my God. And he understand that this, for him, was so powerful content to his YouTube channel, because literally no one talked about it.
Yeah.
But I didn't recognize it. Like, I'm like, okay, I go to another podcast, another YouTube stream. And he invited me to make 8 series for 1 hour, explaining everything. IMM protocols, wallets, leverage yield farming. And I just go there like and
talk.
And talk, and draw.
All right.
And then Double Top and Crypto Crew saw this, then they invited me. So... And then there was some transition even for the English audience, like West auditory. Some Twitter Spaces, some Twitter KOLs. They also invited me to speak, but right now I'm speaking actually very good because those times it was very bad.
All right.
I like pay first, work later.
You should be happy that you guys watching it because we speak English here and Vlad is sharing his experience with you.
So, and then what happened then? Because there was a community of the founders. We've been in the Madfish. We develop all of these products. Then, unfortunately, Tezos lose the competition with the EVM chains.
Yeah.
There. They had a lot of mess in the foundation and the things around, and they actually right now trying to reburn, to do something, to create a new kind of like, not parachains, but layer 2s there. But those times, they've been on the peak, like XTZ cost $9. Right now, like under one, 75, 60 cents. And then there was a crash of the FTX, which crashed Alameda, and Alameda invested in Clayton, and we also do some work for Clayton. And Clayton called us and said, like, we don't have money. We said, like, you don't have money,
we don't work.
you don't have product. Yeah, like, that literally we need to pay salaries there. So it was not possible those time. And we did also a few things in EVM across the DeFi, but those was really small things because the EVM market those time already was taken by Curve, Aave, Compound, SushiSwap, and all of these guys. And to compete with them, you might be rich.
Yeah, of course.
So
it's already the time of big money on the
market. We've been focused on some small chains there to gain our experience and to become a first player on them. But unfortunately, those times it was a bad move. So then the war was started, and we find ourselves where we just get cut from all funding. There's like a war there.
Yeah.
And we decided actually, like I personally decided to move from Ukraine to Europe and to continue working, exploring the West community, European community. I've been in a few conferences in like Paris Blockchain Week and Web Summit conference, and I started exploring like this is like West market, European market. There's like different approaches there, and like actually the DeFi at all is international market, but the approach is different. They're fully different.
As we were speaking about it on previous podcasts, that generally Web3 and crypto is in different parts of the world. We have this European crypto, we have Asian crypto, we have American crypto, and we have the CIS crypto. Yeah. And they all like separate things.
They're also different. So, and one of the guys from our DeGen Hustle community been even those time in the TON Foundation. So he just read my posts.
Nice.
And he invited me once, but I refused first time because we still had a company there.
But invited where?
To work for the TON Foundation.
It's already about, oh my gosh. So yeah, we wanted to highlight this thing, it's like what are the crucial things for today. So yeah, basically like let's elaborate in that one more because, the conversation is so flowy and fluent, like we're just, going slowly into the actual topic. But yeah, my question, why are you DeFi lead in TON Foundation? We see the background right now, so I think for myself, for Pavlo, and for the listeners, it's already pretty clear why you can lead the DeFi thing and why you the OGest OG around there. But how this actual thing started, like what happened? You already touched this point, but just, let's dive deeper into it.
So one guy from the TON Foundation been in my group, DeGen Hustle. And he invited me once, but those times it was literally nothing. I refused. And then like a year and a half pass, he called me again and said like, how are you? What are you doing? Maybe you can think again. Because we established a lot of things. And this was like right after the Gateway conference this year. So, and I decided to meet with the team to understand who they are, what they're doing, what's the vision, what's the strategy, And we did a couple of sessions, meetings to understand if we align on the one strategy, if we are aligned with our feelings. And we decided to start. So I became a DeFi lead, but I actually didn't understand what it means. They're like DeFi lead. Okay, you're DeFi lead. So
and so this is the next question. What is DeFi lead? Like, what actual thing like you bringing with your expertise to Tom Foundation? Like, what is your main purpose in here?
So like main purpose is to drive the strategy, create initiatives according to strategy, and the KPIs is very simple actually. The TVL, the volume, and the DeFi map at all.
All right.
So, and I got this title, like DeFi lead. I got the KPIs. I think like, okay, there's pretty understandable things. It's for me because I've been science the whole DeFi interception, then the interception of the DeFi and Binance Smart Chain, then several chains also there. And I saw like, okay, usually the DeFi chain growing from 5 type of the products like bridges, CDPs, IMM protocols, 3 type models, CP, MCF, MCLMM. Then after liquid staking, if it's a proof of stake chain, and what else? So the 5 one. Bridges, CDPs, IMMs, lending, liquid staking.
Liquid staking. Nice.
And those type protocols is like a DeFi hard. So the usually ecosystem grows from these DeFi primitives. It's not possible to grow ecosystem without it.
Yeah.
Literally, because if you don't have IMM protocol, you're not able to do the permissionless listing of tokens.
But there was like 2 IMMs on the TON, like when you came into the
Yeah.
game.
There's like the part work already been done. So like I came already to the ecosystem with some DeFi. So right now we are growing all of this, but not also. We still don't have the bridges, like normal bridges. We do have our own bridge, which we built a year ago, but it's not competitive with like real market players, like Layer 0, for example. We're gonna have a Layer 0, so there will our cooperation also. Then we don't have a Bitcoin yet, so we're gonna have the Bitcoin teleport and the Bitcoin on chain. The same, we're still working on the CDPs.
But Bitcoin, this tier, this Bitcoin on TON, it's like some synthetic assets or what? How it works?
It's not possible to bring Bitcoin on any chain without making a sense actually. But there is very secure bridge because the bridge built on the validators.
Okay.
So we put all of the logic of the bridge on the validators of the chain. It means that the bridge gonna be secure as the chain gonna be secure.
So it's just to move the Bitcoin and to make it more accessible on TON, or why you made it? Like it's Bitcoin, the retail, and the like I don't know from the previous market. Like the one thing I got that you need to buy the token or like asset on the native chain. And why do you think the TON Bitcoin is like it will work?
Because the Bitcoin as our crypto digital gold is actually savings for most of the people in crypto in our industry. And bringing BTC on chain means we're going to create pools with the BTC. It means if BTC going up, we will have some arbitrage opportunities between all of these pools. At the same time, bringing BTC means putting BTC into collateral of the lending protocols. So you're going to be able to supply your BTC, borrow some TON, borrow some USDT, create leveraging position, create like leveraging farming strategies. It's just more utility. Like more good utility because people believe in BTC, and we are giving to it's not actually for retail, this is for everyone, for institutions, for family offices, for whales. We're giving the most secure way, actually for now, the most secure way how to breach BTC because there's no any breaches built on the validators. Usually breaches like what is raw Bitcoin? It's centralized breach actually. So they're like custody.
Launched by the custody, BDO.
Yeah. We had different implementations, some of them decentralized, but not built on the validators. So we put all of this work on the validators. It's gonna mean that it's as secure as a chain at all. And this is more utility. So I'd like what's your first question? What's my role here is to drive the DeFi, build the strategy, create initiatives, align to the strategies, And then KPIs, the TVL, volume, and the DeFi map at all to create the opportunities on chain, to create an open market. To create an open market, we need to fill fully the chain with the DeFi primitives, build on top of these primitives. I'm gonna elaborate more next, like what kind of primitives this is. And then we need to connect the chain to other chains and do its access. So we get a chance to be a normal, sustainable DeFi ecosystem. That's one thing. The another thing is, if we are a normal, sustainable DeFi ecosystem, how to be different, how to win the competition. Because if you're replicating, you're not going to be the winner.
Yeah.
You're just going to be at least
similar, but
similar,
not the
like
winner.
second, third place. And there's the thing. So we need to invent something. And that's also one of my KPIs. To think like what kind of differences between the DeFi and TON and the DeFi and EVM and DeFi and Solana going to be, and how we can leverage TON with connection to the Telegram. And all of this was pretty clear for me. So, but I didn't understand what means this title. So a title means if you go to any conference, to any event, better to some private dinner. And if you're saying something like I'm a DeFi elite at TON Foundation, people's dragging on the line to speak with you. I was shocked. I understand that this podcast might be seen not in a hype time, but right now this is a hype time and people talking about the TON. And if you be in a TON Foundation saying something in public on some event or some private dinner, literally everyone wants to speak with you. So it was my feeling there. So like not everyone, but really major.
A lot of people.
They showing you the wallet, showing the amounts, and they're like, I bought it to the moon. And it was scary about all of this. So like, what? Why so much attention to me? Like the DeFi is pretty complex. And the people trying to speak with me, then I understand that like most of these speeches are actually not about the DeFi, not about TON at all. They just they wonder like what's going to be next, give us some insights and something like this. And then I started understand what it means. So it means you're gonna have every day at least 100 unread messages, a new one from unknown people. It means that if you somewhere share your Calendly, you're gonna be booked for 3 weeks, 10 meetings a day. And you might to cut the time for preparing some strategies, working on the documents, speaking with the team, because all of the projects want to share with you something, want to have your opinion, and that's actually very hard. So that's part of the work, not should be done by me. I'm trying to establish the processes to be, so all of them should be suitable for new products to receive all information is needed to start the development, for example. And then I recognized in a couple of months, it's like, this is really some kind of door opener title.
Yeah.
So I can, like, I was literally in the first 2 months, it's invited in all of the DeFi communities. I was able to speak with, you just open DeFi Llama from first 15. So,
and everyone wants to speak to you.
Yeah, not want to speak to me, like they not deserve to have a talk with me. Like, oh my God, there is DeFi elite at TON Foundation. No, but they are open. So you literally can chat with them, take them to walk, to have a call with them. And it can be all of the founders of all of these top protocols. So, and it's easy because 5 years I've been like from the developer side when I was on the hackathons, and I saw all of these people like Mikhail Egorov or Stani Kulichov or Anton Bukov from 1inch on the hackathons, and they been my judges. I created the protocols, some of them, and they literally looks like technical gods. Actually technical gods. And right now with just like a title, because they don't even prove my knowledge proving from like time to conversation. So we spend some time to the calls. We're going deep inside of the initiatives, and they understand like, okay, this guy was who we can talk.
Yeah, but I think this is how the title works. Like
Yes.
you are given the title for having the knowledge, for
Yeah.
being an expert in this exact field.
Yeah, and this is
That's why it opens all the doors, because people already understand how big the expertise you have while trying to connect with them, right?
Yeah, so like even most wonder thing was the call with a BlackRock.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think like, okay, it was like 2 months ago, and right now, hello. So I was surprised, and then I tried to arrange my work in like more efficient way, because I even didn't expect what it's gonna be. And like people in the foundation usually saying to me like when I explain it, I had 3,000 unread messages. They saying to me like, welcome, welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so okay, I had 10 calls today, and they said like, welcome. Yeah, like, welcome to our world. And right now it's a bit more efficient, so we have different departments for different type of the protocols, yeah, this is what it means like to be DeFi elite. You might to think about the whole ecosystem, to think how you can cover all of the needed DeFi niches, DeFi directions with the products, and you need also to think about the KPIs, TVL and volume, what you can do for that, and connect chain with other chains. We have bridges, connect chain with its access, list the tokens, help. So what's the work of the foundation actually? The foundation doing the support. That's actually
We're just supporting the growth of the ecosystem, because basically it's not about you guys building on it, but just giving the light to people to build on it.
Yeah. It's mostly about the support, different directions. So like I'm just a part of the DeFi, but there's also the gamify, there's social apps, there's the mini apps, there's the technical support, actually DevRel managers. There's many people who are doing their job in different niches and in different directions. The whole ecosystem support, the grant program, all of the marketing stuff. This is it.
That's awesome. And at first, before asking about initiatives, everyone asks it, and it's all around. Like whenever you open your profile in Telegram, the first thing that you see is like, I have new nails. And you talk, like when we met, you talk about your nails a lot. So my question is, why do you have your nails in color of your watch, and how it leverages your work, how it helps with breaking the ice between you and some newborn, like new met people?
I think in our industry, people just didn't recognize that I have nails. So on a parties, in a restaurants, sometimes on the streets, I had some attention to the nails. So the people saying like, what a wonderful nails. Mostly. Couple of men asked me like, why are you doing this? Like, it's really bad for you.
What's your problem?
And not like this actually. So because we are mostly in Europe, there's not a CIS region. Of course, if we're gonna read the comments under the YouTube streams with me from a CIS region, like I'm
everything.
Literally everything. And so why? Because of nothing. So just fun actually. It's looks nice. It looks shine. I got some attention. I had colorful hair before, but it's very unuseful. And literally all of my t-shirts being in the color of the hair, all of the hats, so it's literally
just inconvenient,
not useful. Yeah, so the nails is I found it like a most suitable way to show a part of myself, but I'm actually straight, so that's
thanks. Thanks God.
Yeah, no worries. No worries here.
highlight of this podcast. I am actually straight.
DeFi lead from Stockholm.
Yeah,
All right.
that's
The name of the podcast.
Yeah. All right.
That's
That was
important
a
to
little-
mention. That's really important because people asking me, "Are you straight?" And I'm saying yes. And I sometimes have seen the eyes
And
like,
they- oh.
I don't believe.
I wanted to invite you for a date, man. Like, damn.
No. I have a girlfriend, so
You see, guys, if you ever trying, to pull like, not gonna work. All right, we're going to my-
Meeting cancelled. Meeting cancelled. In the
Next
calendar.
week, no meetings in the calendar, right? Just
God.
fully unbooked.
you're animals.
All right. And let's get to the next thing. And the actual thing that I wanted to talk to you about is the initiatives in TON Foundations. Because you already started to kind of touch them. But I wanted to ask you, what was the biggest recent case that you guys did? And I heard about you partnering up with Curve. So I'm kind of, pointing on this stuff. And it would be just cool if you can explain how this whole idea was brought to the table and which kind of results did it bring to Foundation itself.
Okay. So that was started actually from like our understanding that we need to cover all of the DeFi primitives, and there's 5 types, as they said, and then especially in the DEXs, there's 3 type of the DEXs inside. So there's a subcategory of the DEXs.
We will show your image from your presentation here.
Yeah.
So there's like IMMs, but actually the 3 types of the IMMs: constant product market maker, constant functional market maker, and concentrated liquidity market maker. We already have constant product market maker. That's actually DDoS and StonFi models. And
Like Uniswap, classical one, the V2.
yeah, like V2 models. And there is a thing, because if you want to, for example, right now do the swaps from derivatives of TON, TS TON or ST TON to TON, you got significant price impact because of the formula of the CPMM DEXs. And this problem already solved. And this problem was solved by the Curve. They implemented the next idea. They did like a constant functional market maker, and then another formula to do the swaps. It literally means that you can swap almost equally the same assets.
Like patch the assets.
Yeah, like stable coins or derivatives of the Bitcoin, derivatives of Ethereum, and it's easy to do these swaps. So here we decide to we need those protocol because there's a primitive, there's like actually primitive protocol. All of the DeFi Lego. We need a base to build and to build next and to build next. And because of this, we need CFMMs. But there is a thing, because if we just say to the market, hey, could someone build CFMM? Or even if we give the grant, they're actually going to be mostly going to be team without the name. Because like the Curve already established their name, and protocols like Curve didn't go to any hackathons in the competition. So if you do some kind of, they say like, it's very nice.
They're not going to be there.
They succeeded already on the previous
yeah.
market, and
Yeah. And then, because we had a context with all DeFi, like literally with everyone, I speak with Mikhail Yegorov to agree with them, like, okay,
The founder of
yeah, the founder of Curve. So can we do the native deployment of Curve? And they say like might be, but it takes a while. So it takes a while. We need a development team for this, and as also like Michael is our he's a really good person. We can speak with him truly. Like we can explain to them things, he can explain to us things, and it's like very good, a pure connection and discussion usually with him, because he's really very straight person with a brain like a teacher with lecture with the same time entrepreneur, and He understands the business, he understands the things, and he can explain it.
And I know that he made almost all of the Curve smart contracts on his own.
Not all, but yeah,
Like
he's also the programmer. And Curve also written by in Viper, so the different programming. It's a programming language created by Vitalik Buterin. So the Curve, not working on Solidity, is on Viper. Not written on Solidity, written on Viper. And we speak with him, and actually with the same time we're speaking with all of the DeFi, with the top DeFi teams, and we're asking about the native deployment, like we can do, how we can agree on this. Usually, what we got as a response, is a response like, we need money for this. That's totally okay. We can negotiate the money. Mostly we're giving incentives. And then we got other term, like it's gonna take a year at least, or 2 years. And we actually need it yesterday.
I see.
Yeah, and this is the problem here. So we needed like we had
So you needed it
2-3
fast, and
months.
they
Yes,
say like
very
2
fast,
years.
very fast, because there are big companies already. They need to learn the new programming language, because we are not on Solidity. We are not EVM. We are TVM. We have FunC. We have Tact and Talk is our programming languages. Different syntaxes than Solidity. And because of this, it's time consuming, of course. And we agreed on different way, the different approach. So we agreed with Michael and Curve to some kind of take a white label. So because the Curve had a license for a CFMM formula, and we agreed to give this license to some protocol, some team who able to deploy natively, develop and deploy natively the stable swap on TON, on TVM, and very fast. So we agreed on this, and then we thought like, okay, if we just choose the protocol, there wouldn't be not fair market conditions. So we agreed to create a competition. But in this competition, because the foundation is a support, what it means? It means like we need a competition even in the DeFi directions.
Yeah.
So that's because there's TonFi and DDoS exist. There's 2 DEXs. And we need 2 winners then in this competition. We agreed that we're going to give 2 license with Curve. And we start this competition. We wrote the terms that they're going to be competition only for the professional DeFi teams. We're not going to give any answers on the technical questions. If you had a technical questions, we have a hackathon for you. This is only for the professionals. We got 70 applicants. Then we got 10 teams who start
So
participating.
it's like top tier hackathon, like hackathon for those who know how to hack.
Actually competition.
Okay.
Not even a
Competition.
hackathon, like
A competition.
Okay.
10 teams start working. 5 of them implemented the stable swaps, and we did the judging. So there was a couple of judges from Curve, from the TON Foundation, and we decided there's 2 protocols. They're the winners because they launched it in the mainnet. They had community users, liquidity providers, good front end, good mini app. And there's a torch in the crouton. So there's 2 teams, 2 products. Then what was in parallel? In parallel, because why is this initiative? Initiative means we build in a direction. So I need to build a train. Yeah. And I need to give a power to this train.
Yeah.
So, and we have like a big brand name like Curve, and Curve ready to be involved. Then we have another big brand name, the TON Foundation. And we did the competition. We're doing it in a really necessary niche, important niche, as the CFMMs. And what else we need? We need funding, but
Of course.
not from us, because we able. There's nothing like we're not able. We able, but we need to have partners. We need to have VCs. We need to have VCs, because VCs usually venture capital. They usually drive the products, so they are helping the protocol to take the market. And we also with this initiative, invited in a judging session couple VCs to understand the protocol, like to check what is this. We explain like it's gonna be the competition, winners, curve, our judgment session, type of the products, why we need it, and we invited them to do the soft commitment on investments, and
That's very interesting. So
Yeah,
you're basically bringing the commitments of VCs even before the products are launched. You're taking their soft commitments for something that is upcoming.
Yes, but there's a thing of the soft commitment. Soft commitment is not hard commitment.
Yeah, of course. It's not like, my money is here, you can use it for whatever you want.
So it means that it's necessary to do due diligence. And while it's not hard commitment, they even cannot invest. But they are able to understand. So there's what soft commitment means. The hard commitment to do the due diligence. We invited the VCs for the soft commitment. We got all of this. We got the live judgment session, $2.3 million committed, soft committed for 2 projects. And also from the TON Foundation, we're going to give the initial liquidity, the incentives, the collaboration with Cross-Curve as a cross-chain aggregator to even enable the cross-chain swaps with these 2 stable swaps. With the same time, what all of this is about? So all of this is not just for TON and derivatives. All of this is for stables. So what it means? It means that we need more stables on top.
Yeah, because there are not so many of them right now.
Only one.
Only one.
Like we're all of us in like this big announcement on the token 2049 with the Pavlo Duro with the Pollardino on this
USDT on top.
So, and this is the infrastructure for stablecoins. And this is the idea actually to build the protocols with the initiative according the DeFi coverage plan, because we need all of the DeFi primitives. And we're ready to invite the stablecoins here, because for them, this is the best place to be listed because of the price impact. And we can easily trade with other stablecoins to the new ones. And it's more useful than CPMM model right now. And also with this partnership and the things, we got also attention from other protocols. So I literally had already had a few calls from another top DeFi protocols. Believe me, they're top DeFi protocols.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was impressive. We want to be next.
Wow.
So it gave us the opportunity to invite more DeFi protocols. We build in the infrastructure for stablecoins. It gave us the opportunity to invite more stables on TON, because it's going to be the base for them. And we found the formula how we can achieve a new protocols in the mainnet in 2-3 months. Like not
With
a
the
year,
support of big
not
names,
a half
like,
a year.
you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's actually...
we use important big names, soft commitments from the VCs, and what's called initiative. This is the initiative.
Yeah.
So the next one gonna be with CLMM, Constructed Liquidity Market Maker, and the CDPs, collateral deposition protocols. And then after, we're gonna think what's next. In parallel of this, we had a hackathon. It's the autumn hackathon, Hacker Leaks, also with more than $2 million prizes. And there's a hackathon with it goes in parallel, all of these initiatives, and it helps us to build on top of the DeFi primitives.
So yeah, you basically have this competition to bring something into ecosystem, and then hackathon to build on the top of it.
Yeah,
That's a really interesting structure. I haven't seen it in any other ecosystems all around the market. So this is, I think, what is about being a DeFi lead, and it's all about like getting the great team inside of your ecosystem to help all of this initiative just to work. Just to be present around there.
So this is it. This is the
Wow.
area anyway.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And as far as we are running out of time, I know how busy you are, and probably it's not our last podcast. I would say definitely it's not our last podcast, because I have tons and tons of questions to you, and I could talk for like 10 hours straight, but who's gonna watch 10 hours straight podcast on YouTube. So maybe for the final part of our today's podcast, you can give a couple of pieces of advice for the people who want to join DeFi space, who want to become better, who want to learn, who want to actually drive them forward into it. Maybe just 5 quick pieces of advice to actually start becoming a DeFi expert.
So you mean like to become
So
a
it
builder?
takes like, for the builders
Or the
to
newcomers, users or the builders?
builders.
Builders.
Yeah.
Oh, for the builders, there's a lot of advices.
Like top 3.
Top 3. So, literally, speak English and be able to explain what you are doing. Because I got too many requests, too many calls when people barely able to explain what they're gonna build. And there's not only to me, so it means they're also speaking with venture capital, they're speaking with the partners,
And with the community.
with the community too. And it's very important to have, even if you're good in math, good in programming, but you can't talk, find someone who can talk in front of you. And that's totally okay. So that's like a first advice. And the second advice, if your product wouldn't be on the market and wouldn't go without a line on the foundation, don't do this. So you might count on yourself, be independent. If you receive some help, because we have a lot of programs, a lot of support programs, the Open League, we're doing airdrops to users right now who provided TVL or did some volume and then new protocols, like protocols from scratch. But you need to rely on yourself. And this is the one and also the major advice here, because if you're waiting for my approval or if you're waiting for some baking, you're not sustainable. So
support, but not baking.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
we have a lot of programs to support, but you can just find all of this. So you don't need permission for me to build something. And you don't need to, waiting that I bless you to build something. No, you need
you don't need my blessing to build, right?
You need to be entrepreneur. You need to see the market opportunity. If you see it, just get it. Just get it and earn money.
Okay, and
That's
the last
it.
one?
And the last one, what I can say that the development and actually things about building, it's even less than a half of your work, because the more part of your work is in marketing. In marketing, getting the users,
Yes.
and approach how you can bring liquidity, how you can take the users. That's the last one.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing it. And I think it was extremely insightful podcast. I'm like, I'm so pissed that we don't have 10 hours to talk because I have tons of more questions. So guys, if you're watching it and you're really interested in learning more about DeFi and how exactly DeFi is built and is going to be built on TON, let us know in the comments. If you want to see Vlad another time here, and we're definitely going to invite him over to talk more about DeFi. And for now, I just think that it was an amazing podcast. Pavel, thank you so much for co-hosting it here with me today and bringing more insightful questions into the conversation. Vlad, thank you so much for joining us here today and bringing your entire expertise to our beautiful podcast. And once again, guys, don't forget, here in Kolo, we just don't talk on the spaces, we see real faces. Thank you so much, Vlad. It was an amazing podcast.
Thank you.
Boom.